call it food security lah. It is very important for the state or country or anywhere in the world to have this food security. Security means we are secure lah. If there anything wrong, we still have enough supply of food to feed us. Department of Veterinary Services Sarawak is a government agency or government department which is under the state government. So we are responsible to oversee the livestock industry, whereby we regulate the industry, and we also want to ensure that the meat produced are safe for human consumption. We want the industry to grow, whereby we want more people to do the commercial farming so that they can produce enough livestock product for the population of Sarawak and also extra for export. In this aspect, the government, based on our post-COVID development strategy 2030, actually the government is targeting to be a net agro-food exporter by 2030. It means that we want also to produce livestock, to produce enough so that we can even export to other countries. But as far as possible, we want to produce more locally so that we reduce import and increase our own local production. We want to have a developed and advanced industry by 2030, whereby the farming community will do their farming in using modern technology, more efficient. They practice good animal husbandry practice, so that we can produce even if there is any time of trouble, like where we cannot import meat, at least we have our own meat produced locally.
Dari kampung Mangkutapu, nama saya Heri Anak Tatu. Saya dulu bekerja start kerja 2002 sampai sekarang. Dulu kerja dekat ladang, tapi pindah ke sini lah. Awal-awal pagi lah, kami orang turun sini bagi sapi makan lah. Lepas saya bagi sapi makan, baru saya pegang pinjat rumput lah. Saya terus pinjat rumput. Kalau yang saya paling suka kalau kerja sapi, macam awal pagi bagi sapi makan. Nah itulah saya suka, saya bagi sapi makan pagi. Kalau dia makan kan terus penuh, nah, kandang dia makan mah. Terasa tuh ada senang lah, tengok ada happy, saya tengok lah.
The most difficult sector to develop is the ruminant. And the farmer, they don't have this kind of knowledge that only good quality grass can give the required growth of the animal to ensure that the animal can reproduce. The quality is not there, not enough. So it's very difficult for the animal to survive and reproduce.
Dulu saya rasa tak mau lah kerja. Saya kira takut dengan sapi, apakah itulah caparan lah, takut. Mula-mula saya takut kerja. Memang saya takut sama sapi itu, takut kejar kita apakah itu yang ada tanduk itu saya terasa takut, yang besar lagi tuh memang saya takut. Kawan saja lah yang ada kena macam tuh, dia masa tuh kan dia baru masuk kerja, lepas tuh itulah sapi kadang-kadang ada yang jahat bah. Dia terus dah kejar dia. Itu yang saya juga rasa takut lah. Mau bertanggung jawab lah, kalau kita kerja harus bertanggung jawab. Tugas yang paling kotor kiralah macam sapi peng kah, kan tempat yang kotor ini kan, kita mau bagi dia bangun, macam tuh. Kadang cuci kandang lagi terlalu kotor kan, kita pun terasa pun susah lah.
So livestock farming, basically, it is a type of farming that is quite dirty. It's dirty because livestock we are dealing with animal. So this type of farming, you have to be prepared for all sort of hard work. It can be dirty, it can be dangerous, and we have to ensure that they're healthy all the time. It is a tough job to herd cattle. To check, for example, we want to check whether the animal is pregnant or not, have to do pregnancy diagnosis. If they don't reproduce, that means they cannot produce offspring, or that means the production of meat will be less. We have to make sure that the animal can get pregnant. When you check animal whether pregnant or not, you have to really put your hand inside the rectum. So when you put your hand inside the rectum, you have to put on a thin glove. Make sure that the glove is slippery. To make your hand slippery, you have to use the natural one on the ground. You have to pick the pieces of the animal to make your glove slippery. And the rectum is always full of pieces sometimes. So you have to remove the pieces slowly, because if you don't remove, you cannot feel the the calf inside, whether the animal is pregnant or not. It is a very dirty job, very, very smelly. Even a few days, the smell will be still in your hand. And even if in the process of doing that, you might get kicked by the animal. Because when you put your hand inside, the animal want to kick you. So you have to find escape route. Be ready to know where you want to jump or escape when the animal suddenly get unruly. Sometimes the animal want to jump and kick you so that you don't even aware of it. So you have to be always on the alert.
Semasa zaman kecil saya, uncle saya ada beberapa ekor kambing kampung. Cuma di kampung zaman dulu cuma uncle saya, bapa saudara saya, dia ada kambing. Kita biasa beri makan, jaga kambing, bermain dengan kambing. Jadi minat itu bermula timbul dari situlah. Saya berasal daripada Long Banga Baram di Hulu Pedalaman Miri. Saya selepas melanjutkan pelajaran dan kembali ke Miri, saya melihat potensi untuk menternak kambing sebab latar belakang saya sebagai penolong penyelidik dalam kajian pembiakan ternakan kambing. Dan bila saya tamat kontrak, saya kembali ke Miri dan saya melihat itu satu peluang sebab bila saya buat kajian di Sarawak ini tidak ramai penternak yang berkecimpung di dalam bidang ternakan, khususnya kambing. Saya sangat berterima kasih kepada Jabatan Veterina Negeri Sarawak sebab mereka banyak membantu saya dan mereka juga memberi bantuan pinjaman ternakan kambing susu pada saya. Tempoh pinjaman ini lebih kurang 3 tahun dan kemudian saya akan biakkan kambing ini dan saya ganti semula.
To help develop or to grow the industry, we have the livestock industry development division. We have this what we call power program. The government we assist the farmers by providing them the breeding animal for them to rear. So the farmer participating in this program, they will pay back to the government using that offspring. So in other words, they don't have to buy in the first place. They don't have to come up with their own money. So that more and more people can benefit from it. So in this way, the industry can keep on growing by itself.
Saya rasa sangat berharga dalam diri saya yang saya kenang pengalaman hidup di kampung. Misalnya kalau dulu zaman kecil-kecil, memang setiap tahun kami bertanam padi. Kami menanam padi huma di atas bukit, ada musim dia. Semua orang kampung dia akan bergotong royong bersih. Semua orang kampung akan datang menolong. Kehidupan kampung banyak mengajar saya menjadi seorang yang berdikari. Dan kehidupan di kampung ini dia semua benda susah nak kita perolehi. Keperluan harian, gula, kalau zaman dulu itu sangat sukar kita nak bawa sebab kampung agak jauh. Saya ingat masa dulu kecil-kecil, mak saya mereka berkebun kopi dan mereka angkut ke kampung terdekat jalan kaki 2 hari semata-mata untuk tukar sistem barter dengan orang kampung terdekat untuk keperluan harian.
Food supply, we call it food security. It is very important for the state or country or anywhere in the world if we cannot produce enough food on our livestock product, we don't have enough. So if there is something happening in the geopolitical scenario, maybe there is a war where there is no way to get this imported food, or even because of disease outbreak somewhere. And at the same time, we cannot produce our own. That means we'll be starving. We don't have food to eat. That's why we need to produce locally our own food. That is what we call food security. Apart from giving them the assistance in this manner, like power, and we do also give training for them. And when we implement the program with the farmers, we will also monitor. We see how they are doing, and we give them advisory service. If there is any disease or anything that problematic cropping up with the farmer's animal, we will tell them what they should do to ensure that the problem can be solved.
Jadi tugas-tugas saya diletakkan sebagai area staff, di mana tanggungjawab untuk memantau program ternakan di bahagian Miri, di mana kita datang ke ladang-ladang para penternak, kita cuba menyampaikan idea-idea baru, cara-cara pengurusan ternakan kepada penternak-penternak kita lah. Saya sentiasa berurusan dengan para penternak, mana mereka selalu memanggil kita untuk membuat rawatan-rawatan ternakan. Tugas-tugas ini sangat penting lah untuk memastikan kesihatan hewan para penternak berada dalam keadaan baik. Seterusnya, jika hewan itu sehat, dia punya produktiviti adalah tinggi, dan itu akan seterusnya membawa pada pembekalan makanan yang berasaskan ternakan kepada orang awam lah.
I think in the veterinary or livestock industry, the greatest challenge that we will face will be the disease, because you will not know anytime disease will just come in. The whole flock can just die. That is a big challenge. In that case, it will make the farmer also macam straight away bankrupt. And it is very important for any farmer. Everybody want to go into farming, at least a little knowledge on this disease, because disease is the thing that will kill the animal. If the animal get killed, the farmer don't have income. And the worst thing, there are also disease that can even transmit to human. We call it zoonotic disease. So we have to know something about this also. Ensure that the disease from the animal will not get transmitted to us.
Bidang ternakan kambing ini mungkin tidak popular seperti kerjaya orang lain dan tidak diminati. Saya kembali ke Miri dan saya menyatakan hasrat saya kepada keluarga saya, khususnya mak, kakak, abang saya. Mereka sangat tidak bersetuju. Kerjaya di pejabat, dahulunya kembali ke tempat asal menjadi seorang peternak, bergelumang dengan kotor matahari. Jadi keluarga saya memang tidak bersetuju, tetapi saya ada keinginan dan saya ada hasrat dan saya menanamkan azam dan semangat saya. Banyak pakcik-pakcik saya, anti-anti saya, mereka memandang rendah dengan kerjaya saya. Saya memang rasa agak sedih lah, kecewa pada masa itu bila orang kata saya ini sekolah berpelajaran tinggi, ada ijazah, tapi kerja menternak kambing. Jadi itu tidak sepadan dengan kelayakan. Perasaan kecewa itu mungkin pada masa itu saja, tapi kemudiannya saya lupa. Benda ini kalau kita terbawa-bawa dan kita teringat-ingat, mungkin akan memberi kesan kepada fikiran kita dengan boleh mematahkan semangat kita terhadap pekerjaan saya. Yang penting saya yakin dengan diri saya.
But we see the potential is there. So there is a great potential for those who want to go into this goat farming, sheep farming, cattle farming, because our self-sufficiency level is still very low. So the only way is you be prepared to get your hand dirty to rear the animal, even though you have to touch feces, the smell, very smelly, and you might get kicked by the animal if you want to treat the animal. So it's quite dangerous. So if we can think along this line, there is a potential there, provided you are ready to be prepared to be dirty, to do the hard work.
Sebagai seorang penternak, kita merasa bangga dengan pekerjaan kita, sebab sebenarnya penternak, petani, nelayan ini yang membekalkan makanan kepada semua orang. Jadi kalau tidak ada penternak, petani, nelayan ini, mungkin kita kekurangan makanan. Jadi kita tidak ada bekalan makanan. Saya berharap pada masa hadapan saya akan lebih maju untuk menjalani kehidupan, memberi kecukupan dalam kehidupan kami. Usaha ini kalau kita bersungguh-sungguh, kita mampu untuk meneruskan.